Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline Pancarahman, or you can call me as Marlen, and today I'll be talking about transportation in Indonesia. People who live in Jabodetabek, on average, spends over 2 hours commuting every single day. That's more time wasted on the road than a vacation in a year. Today, I'll be talking about what many consider the best public transportation Indonesia has offered us, and what are the challenges it still faces until now. In this video, I'll be explicitly talking about Transjakarta as one of the best transportation systems in Indonesia. Why Transjakarta? Well, one of the reasons is, number one, low cost. If you didn't know, Transjakarta is a very low costing public transportation we have in Indonesia, only costing about 2,000 rupiah until 3,500 rupiah. On average, that amount of money you can use on the Transjakarta to go from Block M to even to Bekasi. Now, the second one is dedicated bus lanes. If you are in Jakarta, you might see bus lanes explicitly used by Transjakarta. Now, these bus lanes provide a lot of benefits for Transjakarta users because it has its own private lane, which make it much more faster to go from point A to point B. And number three is wide coverage or many routes. Now, Transjakarta not only works in Jakarta, but also works in Tangerang, in Depok, in Bekasi, and also Jakarta region. It helps a lot of people coming from not only Jakarta but also other regions in Jabodetabek, and with a low cost, it helps a lot of people save money and also helps pollution. Continuing to point four, Transjakarta also helps reduce traffic and pollution. Because Transjakarta is public transportation, it means that people will use less of their own private transportation on the road, which means that will be less cars or motorcycles being used and also reduce more gas that has been reproduced from the vehicle itself. With Transjakarta, not only you will be helping less traffic, but also you'll be helping the ecosystem around you. Number five is the accessibility that Transjakarta has provided. This accessibility meaning the many routes that they have provided around Jabodetabek and also the accessibility for disabled people, including a braille road or a block specifically used for blind people and also wheelchair users. And number six is woman friendly. Transjakarta is not only accessible for everyone, but it's also accessible for women to feel safe. If you see the inside of the bus in Transjakarta, you might see some seats that are specifically made for women only, and also for children. These seats are very important, especially for women to feel safe in public transportation. Now that we know the positive side of Transjakarta, why don't we see the challenges that it has been facing until now? The challenges that Transjakarta has been facing until now is number one, overcrowding on rush hour. Especially in Jakarta, rush hours are always the worst time of the day because people go home from their workspace, meaning that Transjakarta will always going to get full. And of course, because of the rush hour and overcrowding in the bus, it would lead into the second problem that is inconsistent time arrival. This happens a lot in Transjakarta, especially when it's on the rush hour, because more people coming out from their office, meaning more traffic jams. Because of these traffic jams, usually buses, especially Transjakarta, will get stuck on the lanes that doesn't have bus lane on that property, meaning they'll get stuck among all the other cars and vehicles, and making them come late to their bus stops. And number three is limited integration. We know that Transjakarta is accessible for Jabodetabek users, but limited integrations meaning that after you get out of the bus stop or the bus shuttle, you won't always get into your destination on the point. Sometimes you still have to use other transportation to go to point A to point B, and from point B to point C, where you have to go. Now, this limited integration usually connected to LRT, MRT, or commuter line, or even the usage of Gojek or Grab. And number four is accessibility issues. In the positive side, there are a lot of accessibility use that Transjakarta has provided for us and also our disabled friends. But on the negative side, there are also still a lot of Transjakarta shuttle or bus stop that are not quite accessible for our disabled friends. For example, there are some bridges that connect to the bus shuttle that are still blocked by a pole that our friends who uses wheelchairs won't be able to get into the bus shuttle that easily, or the broken roads on the bridge to the bus shuttle itself. But throughout the years, Transjakarta has shown many improvements with their public transportation. It has improved urban life, but of course, investment and better integration are still needed. By supporting and improving the usage of public transportation like Transjakarta, we can help create a cleaner, faster, and better future for Indonesia. That is all for me. Thank you for listening and see you in the next video. Bye bye.